You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
Live?
Shit.
Man. Hey, yo.
Well, yeah, doesn't say anything she would have normally told
Hey,
me
yo,
about.
what's happening, people? We late. Got a little storm in the area, but guess what? It's time for Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And that's a cop.
We're going to get this thing going, man. Want y'all to be a part of it. Please make sure you comment. If you're looking at it, that means, if you're looking at us live, that means you're already on YouTube. I need for you to hit that button to the side, especially if you're on your cell phone. It's a heart button. Hit that button. Emoticon's going to pop up. Once they pop up, I need for you to keep hitting those, because when you hit those help our
algorithm
go up, because I keep telling y'all people things is free right now, but it ain't going to stay free. And if you're looking at us right now, you need to go ahead and, Angela, what do you need to do?
Tell a friend, tag a friend.
That's it. That's it. Dwayne, you ready for that button? Because all you got to do is...
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
That's all you got to do. Tell your friends. All they got to do is push the damn button. That's all they got to do. Do that right now while you're sitting there looking at it. Go ahead and do that. We're going to get this thing going. Everybody good? Everybody good? You know, everybody good.
Everybody good.
Everybody good?
Can't complain at all, brother.
All right. You know, we a little bit in a rush. I know our boss, she ain't here tonight. I know she is. Boy, she's steaming right now, probably. But was going to talk about, we'll do it real quick. Tyler Perry, you know, the last movie that came out, Black America went in on him, and he actually, you know, kind of clapped back at some of the critics, basically saying, you know, I know that you guys are saying that my films only do this and only do that. He said, but there are a lot of people that these films are affecting. I get a lot of comments from people stating, you know, thank you. I needed this to break me out of my cycle. I needed this to get my confidence up, that type of thing. But in regards to Tyler and the way he actually represents Black America in the entertainment industry within his films, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think that he's overboard with it, on point, or?
I'm more like this. I'm not a Tyler Perry fan. I liked his plays way back in the day. I like his anything. I don't like the Medea series, but I know there's a lot of people that enjoy the Medea series. And I just think it's kind of jacked up that people are calling out Tyler Perry, saying it's almost minstrel and the kind of crazy shit they're talking, but they let hood rats do stuff all day long in the hood that's 10 times worse, and you don't have a black politician or anybody calling them out for the dirt they do like Sexy Red. So Tyler Perry is feeding a genre to people that need it and enjoy it. Shut up about it. He's a successful black man that's employing a lot of people. Just shut up about it. That's my theory on that. If they think they want to have something more cerebral, bring back Spike Lee or whatever, okay, or wait for the next one to step up. But I don't believe in tearing a black icon down. Even I don't particularly like a lot of his stuff. I like the series shows more than I do the Medea stuff. But hey, it's to each his own. But I wouldn't tear him down. Just say, okay, you don't like it, click, move on, flip.
Bro, that's big coming from someone that say that they're actually not a Tyler Perry fan. And that's my whole point is in regards to, it seems that most of the criticism is coming from our community, and a lot of people in our community saying that they're saying that that's not what happens in our community, which I don't believe.
Come on, that's bullshit. Because see, my whole point is you letting Sexy Red and the rest of the hood rats do gangster music and talk about killing people and everything else, and all he's doing is joking and being positive now. Like him or not, Medea's positive. And it's a positive portrayal. It may not be 100% all of us, but it's a lot of us. And so that's more positive than the same people that won't speak or that'll speak out against Tyler Perry, because it's a pile on now because of that Shannon Sharp interview and all the backlash that came out of that. So now everybody's it's a pile on. But why are you piling on him when he's employing people and doing positive, and all Sexy Red is creating the next generation of hoochie mamas and twerkers? And nobody wants to get out and speak out on that, so I think it's BS.
Well, this is an ongoing theme of us, you know what I mean, in terms of how we do our people, I was asking a couple white guys I know recently about how their social media is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, do they tear each other down? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because they, I was like, y'all see the memes that be on. It's like, yeah, do y'all do that?
He's like, hell no.
It's like,
interesting.
They were KRS One made a song a long time ago, man. Self-destruction, and it's just sad how it just continues to repeat itself over and over and over again. How we just continuously tear our people down. You know what I mean? If you don't want to see, if you don't like his movies, who's forcing you to watch it? You know what I mean? And then after you watch it, everybody can be a critic. It's okay to be a critic. It's okay to say, I wasn't really feeling this movie. You know what I mean? But we just, boy, you know what I mean? It's like we just want to,
That's my point. And
I just don't get it, man.
And it's like he's employing black people. For those of you that are listeners that are not from Atlanta, it was an old military base that was just sitting there. They didn't know what to do with it. He bought it and turned it into a profitable music studio, film industry, and it's attracting just not his people are filming other stuff at his facilities. And you go out there, it's black. Okay, he employs a lot of black actors that are not getting work in Hollywood. He's getting them chances, and some of the ones that have run their course in whatever sitcom they're in, he's bringing them back. So you're attacking him. He hasn't been caught with little boys. He hasn't been raping women. He hasn't been taking drugs. He don't twerk. And everybody's attacking him. But when somebody comes out there that is straight ghetto, we allow them to represent the culture. Somebody's getting upset about a black billionaire that's keeping people fed. Come on now, that's BS. And see, that's the shit we do to each other. I'm co-signing on you.
All right, yeah. I was hoping, I think we got that point across. comments. Number one, I see you say you was officially invited to the VP Harris rally. Couldn't attend, but she's on team Yes Trump. I understand, not Yes Trump. What am I talking about? It's not cable rated. Fuck Trump. I got it. And yeah, her rally was dope, man. I was thoroughly impressed, to be honest with you. Anything that you've heard from the commercials, she attacked it head on, and we'll get into that a little bit more as we're going to talk about, her rally for presidency once we get back. Right now, we're going to take a small break, a pause for the cause. I said that wrong, didn't I? Yeah, pause for the cause. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And that's a cop.
We'll be right back.
That was 15 minutes.
I thought you heavy on
Went
the
quick
hood.
since we started so
I'm
late.
about to say that was quick as a mother.
I think a lot of companies are very reliant on tech and they've forgotten how to do things the old fashioned way. I think you need a healthy balance of both. Cause I admit I'm spoiled by, AI too. I use it very often, but a lot of the times, companies are going out here and they sometimes can tell when you're using it. It doesn't affect me, but it can affect some young kids who are trying to get jobs or positions if they're using it, overutilizing the tool. But you still have to do some work with AI. Like you can prompt it to say this and that, but you need to make sure you go back and edit and do this and that. So I really am a firm believer in having that healthy balance, because cybersecurity is getting bigger and bigger, because when I think the next wars we see are not going to be physical. You're not going to come at the U.S. and just bomb the U.S. Russia, China, they're going to attack us through cybersecurity.
Comments. All right, man, we are back. We're back. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And ask a cop.
The hell is he?
And ask a cop.
What is he concentrating on? Something over there, boy.
I'm reading the messages.
Boy, you was concentrating.
Hey, it was locked in.
Ooh, I mean, locked.
Hey, man, my mic sound funny. What's
Yeah, it do. It does. Sound like you echoing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go over some of these comments that we got in regards to Tyler. You want to go ahead and go over them?
Am I good? I just want to read my aunt. She said, I'm proud of all Tyler tries to do. They like the ones who love to show us a negative light as pimps, drug addicts. They support those kind of movies. And that's the reality of it. You know what I mean? If somebody, if I don't. Does it sound like that? Does it sound like an echo to the audience? I don't want to keep talking because it sounds horrible right now.
Hey, y'all.
And just keep going.
Y'all say something. Here. How does Angelo sound?
Yeah, no, I sound like I'm echoing out there.
I mean, for real, you bouncing off the walls in here, boy. You in surround sound.
Frank said, "I almost never agree with Cop, but he's on point."
Well, thank you, Frank.
Yeah, I'm you know, if I don't like a Tyler Perry movie, I just don't like it. But I just don't like the blast. I just hate we do that to each other, man. That's my whole point. I just hate we do that to each other. I just hate that, Joe. We are our own worst people, man. We just won't support each other for nothing, man. But go ahead, JT. Let's roll.
All right, man. So we're gonna jump into this the Sonya Massey tragedy. I mean, we everybody's seen it by now. In regards to the young lady, there's a whole lot of different stories that's coming out, but supposedly she called 911. Police got there as they were searching the home. They didn't find anything. Young lady was boiling some water, and what the cop told her to put the water down, and she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And it started from there. Put the water down. I'm gonna shoot you in your fucking face. And they ended up shooting in the face. A lot of other stuff has come out since. The hiring practices. I saw another thing where the guy said that the dude is engaged to a woman that her dad or granddad somehow has something to do with that force, and that's kind of led to him getting hired or something like that. Again, these are all theories that people are putting out, type of deal. But I do know he had a couple of DUIs, DWIs, something like that. Did you look?
Well, it's not even that. I've talked about it before on the show. He's what you call a gypsy cop. He doesn't stay nowhere too long. And in the past, Atlanta's done it. I don't know what the current chief's doing, but you'll have somebody that could be fired and he does something that's egregious, and you let him resign before he's terminated so he can take his post certification and go to any other department. And there's guys that bounce around the gypsies. The larger departments won't touch them. Smaller departments tend to do it because they look at it like, I'm getting Atlanta training or the cab or Gwinnett training, that I'd have to pay one of my officers to go and I'm getting it in this guy. Sometimes it works out, could it just be a conflict, but a lot of times officers with brutality are just being passed around. I said it before, I think there should be a national database, and any time an officer has a sustained complaint of police brutality, he goes into a hopper. I think every state post board should have to review all use of force that where death or great bodily harm ensues, because if you don't do that, it'll be inundated with a lot of BS cases. And then just have them reviewing, and that way it takes it out, because right now, when a police officer can do something egregious, but he resigns, it's never turned over to Post. And then if it's not reported to Post, Post has nowhere to know, and Post can't keep up with the thousands and thousands of police officers. I think it should be mandatory if somebody resigns under a serious charge, that should be forwarded to Post, where Post can still pull his Post credit. So, because when somebody pulls it up, if that department comes to Atlanta, it depends who he knows, it's not a sustained complaint, so it won't be on the list. So there's a lot of ways that people can get around it. Like I said, Atlanta would never have hired that guy. Two DUIs is ridiculous. And I think whoever hired him, that person should also be fired. But the sad thing about it, the taxpayers in that city or town, whatever it was, are going to pay a ridiculous amount of money. That's one of the worst police shootings I have ever seen. Well, that was an execution.
Another theory that came out in regards to that was that she supposedly was in she was at, she had on a gown, and she also had on a bracelet. They say she had on a bracelet, hospital bracelet. Yeah. And that his fiance worked at this hospital, and supposedly they got into it. And again, these are just theories that, you read on social media. Damn, can't say that out loud.
Right, you want me to say right?
Can't say that out loud. Told y'all we
can't say
live,
that
man.
one, son. Alarm just went on. We're definitely live. I know, but you know, and I don't even want to get into stuff like that because the facts of this case was a person employed as a police officer gunned down a person in cold blood. There's no way to clean it up. Just going from basic police tactics. The way I'm understanding it, they were aware, and once they spoke to her, that she was a little bit mentally impaired. If they would have called calls to service in previous calls, it would have came up. But we'll even just throw that out the window. You're there, you're talking to the lady. It's clearly a good conversation. There's no animosities, there's no big F-bombs being dropped, there's no aggressions. Both the officers and the lady are pretty laid back. The officer says, hey, look, we don't want to fire while we're here. She goes back to retrieve the pot. Now this is the craziness in it. You told her to do exactly what she did, and once she did it, now you're saying, don't throw the water on me, I feel threatened, but then you close the distance. People, what's the effective range of a pot of water, hot or not? So the officer actually brought himself into the danger zone, and he egged it on. You could tell the other officer had holstered his weapon, but everybody says, well, they both should have. No, the other guy, that's training. He doesn't know what that guy sees, so he draws his weapon, and he's amazed. The biggest telltale sign of that whole thing was when it was all over, you look at how those other officers were treating him. That was like the walk of shame. Yep. Nobody even got close to him. He was
walking around saying, buddy. Yep. He was walking around saying a whole bunch of stuff. They wouldn't even look at it.
Yeah, nobody was even comment on it because they know he had just killed somebody. Just like a perp in the street that shoot somebody, and then you got him in cuffs. He did this, he didn't know. That lady did absolutely nothing.
Dude said it was a kill shot.
Yeah, and then the verbiage, and that just shows his lack of professionalism. You have to render aid, people. I don't know how, well, I'm going to talk into that, but when you shoot somebody, you render aid even though you know that person is 48 on the scene, because if nothing else, for the appearance to the crowd. You got to keep pumping, keep giving mouth to mouth until the experts get there, the EMTs get there, and they'll transport him, they'll put the pump on him, and sometimes it's enough, he's flatlined, he's done. Let them call it. You don't call it yourself, because then they're going to say, oh, if those officers would have gave mouth to mouth, he would have survived. They just got to get one doctor from the University of Jamaica, and the next thing you know, you're in a lawsuit. Right. So it's so egregious. I can't even say that was nothing he did followed any police manual. Nothing he did, even way back when I first came on the department, followed any police. Your job is to serve and protect. He came there, that woman called on a prowler call. And how did you went from a prowler call to engaging a woman who had boiling water? She was taking it off the burner. You said, just tell her, hey, sit it there. But she had not acted aggressive, so why would you even call her out on the water? She had done nothing. Now she's walking towards you with the water. Then all you do is keep falling back. There's still no reason. All he had to do, if it was me and my partner, if that was us, and you went down on him, I said, you said, Mike, I'm going to switch over to taser. I'm going to step out. I'm going to cover her. You go to taser, and you tase the shit out of her, and she falls in the hot water. But you couldn't even do that because she did nothing aggressive, period. That was just straight murder. And hopefully he is dealt with swiftly and severely.
So the question that I was going to ask was, how does this incident compare to other similar cases? But according to you, it doesn't compare.
There's no way to justify that. It was in no way, because part of the threat, you have to have ability, opportunity, and jeopardy. She didn't have the ability to carry out, even if she was threatened. I'm going to throw this water on you. The distance that he was, chances are he could just sidestep it, and he wouldn't. So the ability wasn't there. There was no jeopardy because he couldn't have felt threatened. That was manufactured by him. He closed the distance to get into the effective range of water. The opportunity was there, but she hadn't even displayed a desire to carry it out.
That woman said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, which means she literally must have seen the devil. You know what I mean? She must have seen sensed something evil.
She saw it in his eyes. Well, you
about
seen
this
that.
guy.
You
know what I
seen
mean?
people you
For
run
her to
into,
say
you
that,
know
for her to
it's
look at
gonna
him, and she didn't say I rebuke y'all in the
Yeah.
name of Jesus.
She said you.
She said I rebuke you in the name. You know what I mean? It's like she saw, felt, sensed that something's not right with this guy. You know, and
And you know,
It's just a shame.
and to criticize it of her officer, dude, if you're on the scene and somebody tells me, like you shoot somebody, you tell me, no, don't render aid, Mike. I said, shit me.
right.
I'd have been down there, hey, radio, airway, and talk, because they didn't come across here and say what the wounds were. Your job is not to pronounce somebody dead or alive or anything. Your job is to render aid after you shoot somebody.
But they have zero. He had zero for regard.
No concern
Bruh.
at all.
For that
It's like
woman's
she was
life.
less than human.
Less than human.
So
Exactly
yeah, like
right.
that was just sad, and it's a black eye for all law enforcement. I don't know a single law enforcement officer that spoke out trying to justify anything with that. That was straight a bad shoot because she did not have the ability, and she didn't. You can't even go ability, opportunity, and jeopardy because the threat wasn't there. She made no overt action that she was going to do it, so there was no reason for him to even holster his gun. And if it is, and you have a small frame woman who's been walking around you all those times, so you clearly had no fear that she had a weapon. And then if she goes,
Right.
hell, if you don't do it, even if you thought she was going to throw the water, you could have tased her. She falls down in the water, got a double shot, cool. But she'd still be alive.
Or you could tell her to sit down and you wouldn't turn the water.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if you felt like she was some kind of threat.
I've had to do that because haven't you gone there? Hey, y'all sit over here,
Yeah.
and you go put knives in the drawers or carry them
Yeah.
in another room. You've had to do that.
Wow.
Or it's a baseball bat, put it in the closet. There's all kind of things you do on a call. That officer should never have been in uniform. And I hope they hold the person that there's no department's guidelines that allowed for the hiring of that officer. So whoever allowed for him to be hired should be held accountable also. Of course, it's not going to be criminal charges. It could be criminal negligence. But I know they got him on a lawsuit because that's wrongful retention. They never should have let that gentleman be a police officer. Can't even call him a gentleman. You know, the thug be a police
that
officer.
murderer to be a police officer. He should never been one.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Now, let me ask you a question. You got another question?
No, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, though. How do you, because we never really talked about this in detail, especially, but how do you compare, go ahead.
It wasn't a great shoot, but that was a police, this is just straight criminal. You saw
They
somebody.
went to the wrong house.
Well, that situation when they went to the wrong house and the shooting, that's a bad shooting.
Okay.
But in this one, you go to the right house under circumstances where you're supposed to be helping this lady.
No, this was murder. Period. I get
Yeah,
it.
that's murder.
That's
On
murder.
this one, what
But the
happened
other
on
one,
that,
I just.
well, there was so many things.
The last two shooters we've had. That's the
With,
thing.
with that one, there was so many things that went wrong because as a supervisor on the scene, the first thing you do when you go up to a door, you make sure the affiant says, is that the door? And even if the affiant isn't serving it, when we have a stack going to a door, we'll have the affiant, when I was in Fusion, we have the affiant point the door to say that's the door. When we're in Red Dog, same thing, point the door. In other words, the person that wrote the warrant said, that's the door. So at the end of the day, if it's the wrong door, guess what? I stopped warrants because when I looked at it, it wasn't particularly described or the number was wrong. I called forward warrants. Like, oh no, hell no. And for that to go down, it's a travesty, but it's the same situation. That officer, when he saw the guy with the gun, he didn't challenge him. He just automatically shot. I know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, well, he thought they were going to a house for X reason. He thought that was that person. Okay, so that, I don't know enough about the case in detail. We're doing the briefing. Did they give a wrong number? Who gave a wrong number? What made him go to that door? And so there's so much that went wrong on that. A lot of times that's just shoddy policing by, podunk cops.
Now, let me ask you. You said you was talking about the affiant. Is that what you said? The affiant?
Yeah.
So this person goes out on a warrant call?
Yeah. Yeah, when you sign a search warrant, you're searching the house, that person's there. That person's there. He may not. We typically don't. Well, in Atlanta's a larger department. We have teams like at some point it was Red Dog, Apex, Fugitive, a little bit SWAT if it's a dangerous warrant, if it's like a murder suspect, it's in there and it's also drugs or whatever, or homicide, SWAT may handle it, or Fugitive. But you make the entry, and that person can say, hey, which house is it? Boom, that's the house right there. And I've had homicide detectives step out the car and just point at the house so you know you're hitting the right door. But there's so much briefings that goes out. To do it right, you got to have photographs. You got schematics. And you have a guy just what's done called as a brief out. He's got a checklist, and as a supervisor, you go through that whole checklist and make sure he's done everything. He's look at his evidence. It's okay, it's signed by a judge. You have to verify that. You have to initial it. In Atlanta, if it's a no-knock warrant, meaning if you're not going to knock and announce, that gives a situation like that may not occur if you're not going to announce. If you're not going to do a no-knock, as a unit commander, can't even authorize it. It has to go to the next level, which is typically a captain or a major. And then they have to review the same thing I'm looking at, and they say, yep, it's good, let's go. And you have to justify it. So there's so much that goes into it, and there's so much that you got to look at. When they did the warrant packages, they have pictures. Did they brief out? It didn't even look like it was a stack. It was like a bunch of Keystone cops going up to a door, and the guy opens up the door and he ends up getting shot. That's crazy. But nobody wants to have talk of a national police because in America, we don't want the government to have that much power. But I would see regional national training academies where the same thing is taught to every department, and you take the funding out of it. Because in Atlanta, we have our own academy. They're getting ready to do a police center. Police centers will help things like this from happening to people that don't want it to happen, that live outside the city. But when you have that training and it's correct, the training is the same, everybody's going to act on the same page. But I've gone, when I was in Fugitive, we might go down to South Georgia, not going to name any departments, but you go there and these guys are supposed to be backing us up. We're going to get a guy out wanted for armed robbery. These things happen, and you're at a trailer, and you see a couple of good old boys pulling out rifles and shotguns and ARs, and they're going around. We got the bag. Ho. That's why when we go, we always took enough people to get the back and the sides. Because if it's a trailer, you can shoot a 22 through a trailer. But these guys have long weapons. And during the briefings, you always say stuff like, hey, look, if fired upon, find a place of cover, not concealment. Cover stops bullets, people. Concealment doesn't, it just hides you. A place of cover, hunker down, do not fire back into the dwelling. Those are things that happen to a brief out. The way that shooting occurred, I can't possibly think that it happened that way. Somebody should have said it's the wrong door. And even if you're not sure what door it is, you got to knock on a few doors. Well, one, the supervisor on the scene should have canceled it right there if they weren't sure where they were. And if they're at the wrong house, you got to act like that. The guy came to the door. It wasn't a threat. He's like, hey, he came there. Your first thought was to what? Draw your weapon and kill somebody. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fear of the black man. And I think we're handled differently, not with all departments, but and I'm not even going to say some of the small department because that would give them a disservice. But I think the office of a department take on the habits of their supervisors and the chief in general. So if you have a department that's like that, like some of the ones in this area, that have a certain reputation with traffic stops and everything else, that's being allowed. Atlanta is zero tolerance with the BS. DeKalb, zero tolerance. Gwinnett, zero tolerance. And so and I'm not saying there's no other departments out there that are doing it. Rockdale County is great. Henry County's got a great sheriff. and Douglas County is good. But I'm just saying that there's certain departments that have a reputation for going a little bit overboard, a little bit overzealous. And that's a direct reflection on who's leading that department.
So in regards to Sonia Massey's case, and just, of course, it's just your opinion, how long do you think it'll take before this thing is wrapped up in regards to
Well, no,
going
he
to
still
court
got,
and
no, see,
everything?
that's where departments fuck up and people mess up. You can't just, he still got rights. He still got rights. This is America. So it's got to be adjudicated. I think it's going to be fairly quick. If he's smart, he's going to take whatever plea deal. But I wish the DA wouldn't offer him a plea deal. I hope they just go for the gusto, say this is what we charging you with, and you got to fight it. Because there's no way that trial they'll hear to state the facts, and that trial will be over in a day.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's going to take its steps, but that's what I was.
Yeah, that's
wondering what you
that's a
thought in
slam
regards to
dunk.
that.
And the police union, hopefully they're not stupid enough to try to save this one. That's somebody that needs to go, and he needs to go to jail, not lose his badge, because there's sometimes people underreact in a stressful situation. That was basically as vanilla as you can get. The lady was laughing and joking with you one minute, and the next one, she's half her face is blown off and she's in a pool of blood. There's no way to justify that.
I know, all right?
It's frustrating.
Yeah, I almost hate
Really,
even,
it's frustrating.
you know, hate to almost talk about it because it just brings back
It's just frustrating, man.
so many different emotions and frustrations in regards to it.
Because you just have so many people who just think that that's okay. You know what I mean? There are people who've applauded this guy. You know what I mean? There's people who think that that's okay. There's a certain mindset of people. You know what I mean? And that junk is just...
There's some people who think he needs qualified immunity.
There's some people who think he needs qualified immunity. Yeah, I mean...
Well, you know that police officers are already covered under color law. If you're doing a police act, you're acting in good faith, and an accidental death occurs, or even if, it's like, say, if we're going in and you take the kill shot on somebody who's shooting at you, the bullet passes through the side of their shirt and strikes somebody on the couch. The city would be civilly liable for any damages you did to that person. If they don't die, if they die, the family will receive compensation. But the officer isn't going to be prosecuted for doing his job unless you can prove that he was negligent in how he did it. That falls under that. It's sad, but shit happens. The people carrying out their lawful duties. Now, but when somebody does that and it's egregious, there's no SOP, there's nothing in law enforcement that tells you to go to the caller's house and kill them because they pick up a pot of water. The weapon was not there. If she had hot boiling water, scalding water, even if she had that, they were so far away from her, she threw it. As soon as she went back like that, you step to the left, the water flies in the hair, hits the ground, you move into arrest her. That's simple. That's it.
There was absolutely
There's
no reason
to even
just
draw
so
your weapon.
many
to even
different.
draw a weapon. It was no reason.
I mean, you've already given 4 different ways this could have been handled. That's the crazy thing, is there's so
Easily.
many different ways that this could have been
Easily.
handled. That's why when you said execution, it really made me think like.
But you know the one thing that he should have did? 12 and 17 means you investigated it and you're going to write a 17 on it. They'd already went around the house. There was absolutely no reason.
To even go in.
The information, they could have got it off the tag. The information, the homeowner or whoever's car that was, some car that had busted out windows there, that was parked there. She thought she heard problems. It could have been the people that were breaking the windows or whatever, but for him, it's one of the saddest shootings I've ever seen. When you look at some of the other ones, it was a criminal that maybe a little wrong technique was used or the criminal's own actions led for him to be shot. This is an innocent woman who we now know had mental problems. And, you know, it couldn't have happened in Atlanta because we have a whole unit that we call out, and Grady has a whole unit that they send out on these cases. So it's like, it's just sad. It should not have happened in this day and age. National Police Academies, people. You can do what you want with them when you get them, but if you had National Police Academies, everybody would be on the same page. Change the books on the laws, outdated laws. It should be the law of the land, and one state should be good in another state. Simple as that.
Number one said she thinks she said the police unit is already out supporting him. Unc checked in. Unc said training should be universal. He said ask a cop is in sync tonight. CJ Hamilton. You know him? Mm-hmm. Said right on point, Unc.
Appreciate it.
All right, good deal.
Frank said facts. Cop is on fire tonight.
Oh, CJ. Nephew out there. Okay. Yeah, so I mean it's just sad.
It's sad.
Woo, and with that, man, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this young lady that is running for president. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with JT and Lo.
And that's a cop.
I think a lot of companies are very reliant on tech and they've forgotten how to do things the old fashioned way. I think you need a healthy balance of both. Cause I admit I'm spoiled by, AI too. I use it very often, but a lot of the times, you know, companies are going out here and they sometimes can tell when you're using it. It doesn't affect me, but it can affect some young kids who are trying to get jobs or positions if they're using it, overutilizing the tool. But you still have to do some work with AI. Like you can prompt it to say this and that, but you need to make sure you go back and edit and do this and that. So I really am a firm believer in having that healthy balance because cybersecurity is getting bigger and bigger because when I think the next wars we see are not going to be physical. You're not going to come at the U.S. and just bomb the U.S. Russia, China, they're going to attack us through cybersecurity.
All right, y'all, we back, man. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
And that's a cop.
Listen, people, if you are looking at us live, if you just tuned in, there's a little heart over there to the side, especially if you're on your cell phone. But if you're not on your cell phone, go to your cell phone also. Hit that heart. Some emoticons they're going to pop up. Need you to hit those because when you hit those, it's going to help our
Algorithm.
go up. And again, people, keep trying to tell you.
Tell a friend, tag a friend.
And all they got to do is, should have told you to be ready.
Push your goddamn button. Push your goddamn button.
That's all they got to do. Are you ready? One more time, Dwayne. All
Push
they
your
got to do
goddamn button.
is,
Push your goddamn button.
that's it, man. They just push the button, man. Push the button, and then you know what? Push the other button and share it. You know, tag, like I said, tag a friend. Let somebody else know about us because we're doing some things over here. So listen, people, we're gonna talk about young lady Kamala Harris running for president now. As everyone knows, Mr. Joe Biden has stepped down, and of course, there's a lot of stuff, you know, going back and forth in regards to our community. She's not black. She's Jamaican. No, she's not Jamaican. She's said something that she was something else. Was of Asian descent. So why are we voting for her? This type of deal. But you know, again, I'm not the political guy on this panel. You know, I'm learning every time that I come up here. So I'm gonna ask these gentlemen here, what are some of the major challenges that you think she's gonna face as a Democratic nominee?
I think one of the main problems she's going to have is she hasn't had enough time. Well, she has no time to put out what she's going to be like as a president. She was taking care of the border issues. That's the main thing that President Biden put her in charge of. And you see how she handled that. But maybe because she was doing his policies, her policies are going to be different. So what I'd like to see her do, instead of attacking Trump, I would like her to just speak more on what she's going to do, and then maybe you can catch on, okay, you're going to do it your way, or you're going to do, it's going to be 4 more years of Biden, you know? So I want to hear her speak out more.
And I think she will. But what I do like is she has decided to not take that they go high, they go low, we go high approach.
Exactly.
She like, I'm gonna meet you right here in the doggone. It's like, you know what I mean? What the linebacker want to beat the running back in the hole?
Yeah.
I'm gonna meet you in the hole. You want to run through here? Come on, I'm gonna meet you right there. You know what I mean? So I like that. I also like the fact that you have, you know, first you had the black women for Kamala, and now last night you had 160,000 white women for Kamala. They broke a Zoom.
Oh yeah, here it's called White Dudes for Kamala.
No, it's white women.
Oh,
White women last night.
Oh,
160,000 of them, which is
And in 2 weeks, she generated.
Now they got the white dudes.
Yeah,
for
they
Kamala.
did one of the
You know what
white
I mean? But the
dudes.
white women was.
Yeah.
the white dudes.
And if you get the
gained-
white women, bruh.
Yeah, the white dudes raised $4 million. Jeff Bridges, you know.
Well, she raised $80 million in the first
Yeah.
10 days, so that's crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know if I know I watched some of it tonight. You know, she was here in Atlanta, and yeah, you're right. It's a different climate. She's meeting all of the crazy commercials and insults. She's meeting them right there. Like I said, meeting him in the hole. She's asking him to, you know, go ahead and agree to the debate, you know, because she was like, you know, if you want to talk to my face type of deal. She did go over, she didn't stay up there long. She was up there about 17, 18 minutes, but she did talk about some things that she's trying to do. I was impressed. My first time really hearing her speak, really looking at her speak and everything. I was impressed with what she did tonight. I think it's going to be, she did say it's going to be a lot of hard work. You know, I think she broke it down to the days that we have left, you know, before it's time to actually vote and everything. So she did say it's going to be a lot of hard work. And, you know, she knows that Georgia, the road to the presidency comes through Georgia. And she mentioned that also. But I think let me ask you this in regard, because I saw some people asking this online. Do you think it's wrong for a black person to vote for Kamala because she appears black, and that's the only reason? And if so, do you think it's wrong for a white person to vote for Trump because he is white?
I would hope anybody would go a little bit deeper. Like I said,
but everybody's not. We know that.
I mean, well, that's a large part of Trump's voter base is mindless rednecks, and that this vote are going to vote for him no matter, and definitely going to vote for him now. And like I said, I'm willing to give her a chance as far as what I want to see her do is just see what her agenda is going to be. I want her to speak to get those black votes. I just don't want her to get the votes because we black. I want her to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This, and not just for us. She's got to set policy in general, but what's wrong with her just saying, hey, look, I'm going to try to fix the inner city schools. I'm going to do something about the lawlessness in Chicago. Obama didn't do shit about it. Trump didn't do shit about it. Bush never did anything about it. And it's just, that's ridiculous amount of violence that occurs in a small area. You know, a small part of the city, because if anybody knows Chicago, nice city, you can have fun, very safe. You just got to, if you go to the wrong neighborhoods there, you're going to get it. So why not, speak on stuff like that? Speaking, if she's hard on crime, I don't have any problem with that. Everybody's saying, well, she was locking up black people. That's her job. She was a prosecutor. She has to play for the whole community. And face it, she's going to play to the community that votes. The people that were getting locked up, they're not the type to vote. And that's just the reality of it. And I'm not jumping on a bandwagon, but I just hate to senseless make your attacks on it have, substance.
Let me ask you a question based on what you just said, right? Do you think two things? Based on what I said earlier about how we don't support each other, do you think she would put her election in jeopardy if she said the things about black people or the black community that the black people want to hear? If she spoke on it like the way our people want to hear, we want to hear her say, I'm Chicago, Atlanta, I'm coming to y'all. I'm gonna do this for my people.
That's not what I know. No, I don't want that.
But MJ, like I know, that's what they want to hear her say. That's what they wanted. That's what they want to hear President Obama say. They wanted him to say. They want them to say, we're gonna do something for our black people directly. You know what I mean?
That portion of vote she's already gonna get.
That would change the diet. You know what I mean? Do you think that would hurt her or help her if she said that for an election? The way the people want to hear her say it.
Well, that segment, you got to look at how hard they vote. And then the ones that do vote tend to vote Democrat anyway. I want her to speak to the black middle class.
I hear what you want. That's not my question.
But
I'm
if she
saying,
didn't,
based on how you see all these comments,
I think it probably will. Yeah, she has to be. She's gonna careful.
Thank you.
Because she's gonna have to get her message out. She's
that's all I've been trying to say. I just want her realistic.
I want her to step out of Biden's shadow. I do not want her to run on 4 more years of Biden because all
I'm saying is I just think we have to be realistic. You can't expect just like oh boy said the other day out of his mouth. I bet they want a white guy now. Now, if a black woman or black man said, I bet they want a black guy now, man, the media would crush them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This guy said, I bet they want the white guy now, and what's being said about it?
Well,
what's being said about it?
Nothing.
Yeah. Because they can get away with doing that stuff. They can get away with saying things that we can't get away with saying. And I just wish people would be realistic about that. You know what I mean? Stop expecting them to say something that you know would only hurt. It won't help. Now,
I'm not
she goes back
saying
and does these things. And then the other part of this is, when we talk about all the things President Obama did for the alphabet community, that was a community that came what? Together. They had a movement. They had money. They presented what we want. They said, you want this vote, come get it. Where is our movement? Where's the collective money? Where, you know what I mean? We as a people don't move how other people move because we're too busy bashing each other. We don't move. We don't move how they move. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We don't move how the Asians move. We don't move how all the other folks move. We so divided. Well, everybody else can come together and say, "Yo, you know what I mean? Look at all this. Look at who behind me."
I think she can speak to him on a certain level where, because she's going to get all she has to do is talk to me about the economy. That's what I want to hear, her ideas on the economy. But when you're dealing with them, I just want situations that occurred in Chicago and New York. I want to see what her stance is going to be to correct those issues, because they are issues. The people coming across the border is an issue because they're going to take black jobs. They're going to take poor white jobs. They're going to take anybody. They're going to be willing to work for $6 an hour when everybody else is going to say, I need my 17. Okay, and you're subsidizing their being here, and you're not even taking care of the homeless people in America. I disagree with that. We're fighting 2 foreign wars where we're funding 2 wars, and our infrastructure is crumbling. We're rebuilding a lot of stuff, bridges and things of that nature, but we have a homeless issue in America. We have a mental health care issue like the young lady, Miss Master, that was killed. You know, we have mental health care issues in America. Let's see those are the questions I want she to, and I think she'll win by a landslide if she tackles the tough topics. It's going to help all Americans, not just black Americans, but face it, people, income-wise, it's Asians, whites, Latinos, then us. Population-wise, we're number 3 right now. Okay, so the writing's on the wall. We're gonna have to have somebody, and I do
how much of that is self-inflicted?
Oh, with us?
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Here's the problem.
But what I'd like to see is a leader. I would like to see a black. Because she's black. I would like to see her speak to them infecteds, because we haven't had a president to do that. I'm hoping she will. She went to HBCU. She's going to have more affinity to the culture than President Obama did. And I just want to call them out on their bullshit, that sexy red bullshit, the bullshit where it's 4 generations on welfare in whole neighborhoods, and fix the educational system in the poor areas.
Question just directed to you. She said, Chicago is out of hand. Please tell me a plan to fix it. She said, please tell me a plan to fix it.
Oh, that's very easy. They got to get task force. It's already, they have to go in there and start prosecuting with phase 5, meaning if you're a felon with possession of a firearm, you're going to get 5 years, and that's minimum. Everything goes up from there. They're going to have to go in and start taking back neighborhoods from people that can openly get into 80-something shootouts in a weekend where people are shot. Take the guns from those people, allow the citizens that live there.
How are you going to take the guns from them?
Oh, dude, they're going to have to do some thumping.
Is that
they're going to have to do some thumping. They're going to have to put some boots on the ground and deal with it.
Help me out. Is that a presidential move, or is that a move that should be done within the state or within the city?
No, what the president can do is she can send, every office has to relocate, every branch, DA has to send 50 agents to Chicago just to work the drugs. ATF has to show 25 agents just to work phase 5 programs there and beef up the office. She can do that with a stroke of a pen once she gets in. So that, nobody's ever done it. I don't know why, if it's by design or what, but from Obama, Trump talked about it. Obama didn't do shit about it. Trump didn't do shit about it. She has an opportunity to take care, and that's all over. I'm hitting on Chicago, but there's a lot of cities that have those issues.
Do we know if the governor of Chicago is even asking for that assistance?
She doesn't even have to do that. She can put that shit there.
But I'm saying, shouldn't it start there, though?
Well, yeah. I mean, she could do that, start there, but there's so many things she can do to make it happen, because the violence that's occurring in Atlanta right now, it's only a few people in every neighborhood that's causing probably 60% of the crime.
But I guess
repeat offenders are the issue.
You would want that to be a presidential part of a presidential campaign to talk about Chicago.
No, I'm not saying that. It's just like Trump talked about it, she could talk about it.
He talked about it for a reason.
And she could talk about it for a reason. I mean, you can't sit up there. She's got to
He
come
talking
out
about
and
to
say.
bash, though. He was trying to bash President
No,
Biden.
he said he'll
that was
take
his
care
goal.
of it. Well, whatever it was.
Okay,
I'm
just
simply
saying that was
saying
the purpose of
that
it.
she could step out and say, okay, I'm going to take care of some of these issues. And then do something about it. Because the education system, think about all the money we sent Israel. Think about all the money we sent Ukraine.
No, I'm
If they
100%
they
agree on
redid
that
it.
part. 100%
Yeah,
agree on that part.
I just want to see what her stance is on that, what she's going to do for the school. And they're not just inner city school systems. Let me correct that. Poor, failing school systems in the United States.
Frank says she can't afford to not take him on. I want her to ask 45 all the ageism questions he was leveling against Biden. He should explain in detail how it doesn't apply to him. Good point. Good point.
All right, Robbie chimed in. She said she's looking at it on the phone, so she can't put a comment. So she sent me a message. She said that she thinks that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and if they would rather vote based on race, so be it. But she thinks that we're going to have more people to vote on policies and rights. I think we will too, but I also know that there are going to be some people that's going to vote because, you know what, Angelo going for this person, so I'm going to vote for that person too. Or, you know what, I'm going to vote because she, like I said, looks black, whatever. Just like you said, you got so many that's doing it for Trump. So I'm just saying, we want people to get more invested into it with the policies and everything, but you know, is it wrong if they just went and voted just because?
I don't think it's wrong. I just hope she does something with it. I hope she's been part of the same thing that everybody else has been part of, and I would have rather seen Michelle Obama run, but she didn't want to run. But
Can't blame him.
But I just,
she saw what it
I
did
just
to her
hope it's
husband.
not going to be more of the same, and you know, because we're getting lapped right now as a people.
Frank said, black people aren't taking those jobs, nor is anyone else. The border didn't just pop up. Every party's had the same opportunity to solve it, yet no one has, period. Facts.
Okay, the situation with the border now was changed. Now it's a sift. They're not even stopping them. They're coming over. They're allowed to come over. It's organized. They've got it. It's been shown intelligence. Chinese nationals are flying into different cities, going up from Guatemala, whatever, going up to the border. They've taken them up in trailway buses, getting out in style, walking across the border in suits. There's Venezuelans that are allowed to come in. A lot of them were criminals, okay? So there's a lot of stuff that happened. And you can be pro-immigration all you want. I'm not anti-immigration. I just want it done right. What's wrong with that? And to sit up here and say it's not going to affect black Americans when a large part of our population does live at the poverty level and below. So if that's the case and these people are coming across, what jobs are they taking? I know people in Chicago, okay? I know the effect it's having on Chicago. I got cousins that got buildings that are boarded up that they bought and are in the process. They stay on them about them. If anybody black goes in there, they're arrested. The Venezuelans are going in those buildings, preparing them, they're not even arresting them. You know what money they're using is the money that the government gave them to prepare those buildings, and a lot of them are going off. Last time I visited Chicago and flew back, the plane would sound like I was flying back from the DR after trip. Straight Spanish being spoken.
Now, that part I agree with, right? Because I do believe, you know, especially all that money that they're literally giving away
Exactly.
to a lot of these people who just came into the country where you still got homelessness all over that you could take care of so many Americans.
So many Americans.
And you giving all that money away to people who just came in here. Now that part, I'm 100% in agreement.
Exactly.
You know, It is mind-boggling. You know what I mean? They'd rather see us, our poor people on the streets than they would some immigrants coming, you know. That part is amazing to me. That it's very, very disappointing that you found all that money for them.
Exactly. So that's my point.
But I don't think that's a real policy issue.
Exactly. And that's something she could talk about, and if she falls on the right side, but she's gonna sway a lot of voters. You know, so like I said, I think she has a very good shot at it. I just would like her to speak on her foreign policy. Is she going to continue to give money to Ukraine for For what? The European Union is just about every other GA summit country other than Japan is part of a European Union. And we're financing a war for them. That's bullshit.
So with this short amount of time, she's going to be, she's really going to have to be
do a lot
on the trail. She's going to have to be out there.
She just can like I said, I'd love to see a debate. I think the debate is going to go totally different because she's a prosecutor. She's not going to wilt.
Number one said the good book said the poor would always be with us, and that my point is that's true. But I do have a problem with you bringing in immigrants and literally paying for everything for them, putting them in housing, giving them vouchers. You know what I mean? When you can do that for a lot of your own people. Yeah. I mean, they treat the immigrants better than they do the veterans.
Yeah, and
the number one thing you got
that's
to
what I was going to talk about
exactly.
in regards to the veterans. Because there's so many veterans out there that are homeless, veterans that, like you said, living at the poverty level, and a lot of the veterans, they're prideful, so they're living at that poverty level, not wanting to ask for help, that type of deal. But like you said, you giving this money, and I know for a fact that's happening too because, like I said, one of my best friends. He was working there, and he saw it. He said all they needed was an address. They had an address, gave them a check, sent them on their way. Any address. Didn't matter. Any address. Gave them a check, sent them on their way.
And it's been shown.
Even the veterans that ask for something, you gotta go show your injury. You gotta go show you gotta prove all this stuff.
Exactly. They're taking
believe me,
money.
I know.
They're taking the money and sending it back home to get more people to come. And the thing that, number one fan, this is my point on it, that you're talking about there's already things in place so people can legally immigrate into the United States. But you're having no problem with the bullshit border situation right now. But tell me honestly, you can text it over and I'll read it out. If there was a bridge from Haiti all the way to Miami, what would be on the end of that bridge? What would be on the end of that bridge? Just answer that for me, number one fan. I finally won one with her. I'm going to read it out because you always beat me down, so I got to read it out. But there'll be a wall at the end of that bridge. So
Frank said
they won't let
recording, boarding, crossing ever.
Yeah, they won't let Haitians come over, but everybody else can come over. Now, I wish some brothers got on a big steamship and some tankers, and they pulled up into the Mexico City harbor, and a bunch of darkies got off from Africa. I guarantee they fix that border problem real quick. So all this black people want to jump in a bandwagon or looking out for every other culture but our own. Come on, people. The only people that's going to screw is poor white Americans, poor black Americans, and poor Latinos. Latinos are even against it.
All right, hold on. Robbie chimed in again in regards to, is it wrong to vote for her because she looked black, whatever. She said it's not wrong. Some people will follow their family, friends when it comes to voting, but because she is a woman and our rights have been taken away, it will have people of all color and nationalities to vote for her. Then you will have those that believe that a woman and people of color have no rights. So they'll be voting for her also. Do you think that's another thing too? I saw somebody on social media say getting the woman vote is could really help her big time, just like you were saying about the white women.
100%. 100%.
That abortion stance might be his Waterloo.
Yeah. Yeah. You got the white women definitely riding on that. And that's one of the biggest things that they riding off of is, you taking their rights away. And I never get that part.
She spoke about that tonight also.
Old white men think it's okay to tell women what to do with their bodies. I would never understand that.
Yeah, she spoke about that tonight also.
She said she's been with the Haitians forever. Yeah, that wasn't the question though, number one.
Oh, you calling number one out?
Yeah, that wasn't the question. You know what I mean? Because we know the answer to that.
Right.
That they would never allow that.
Exactly. And she won't even answer. You didn't answer that one. You tap dance more than I do.
Robbie said.
Robbie said,
women,
you should have said that.
Women. She said, "Women run the world." That's what Robbie said. She said, "Women run the world." Her vice president. You think it's going to be a woman or a man?
That's going to play a big role in her chances now.
Yeah.
A big role. So it's going to be a white guy.
Well, you know with her, it's gonna be a white
It's gonna
guy.
be a white guy. You know what I mean? And it better be one of them guys who got some delegates in that, you know, it's gonna help on the
That's gonna have a big part of
It's
it.
gonna play a big role because
Big
it gotta
role.
be somebody that you can try to flip.
I think it's gonna be the Kentucky governor myself. I think it's
in
Kentucky. governor.
Kentucky, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania.
That's what
it's looking like.
I heard. Pennsylvania. They say that he's really been doing a lot. That's what they were saying tonight anyway. That they think that he is the front runner right now. Supposed to be announced, I think next week. Next week or something like that. Somewhere that she's gonna be at.
Real quick, Frank said we are testing weapons, theory, etc., and having Ukraine conduct this war against Russia. Don't underestimate what's really happening there.
Robert said it better be a white male, to level the playing field.
Number one, so you always want to challenge me, but you never say anything about Mitch McConnell and your boy who blocked the border bill.
Response?
I'm sure you got to go to break. we over, ain't we?
Yeah, we might want to go into the top 5.
No more.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, man, we're gonna of course, this is gonna be a hot topic every week because we ain't got that much time, so we're gonna have to talk about it every week, see where she at and how things are going forward. But we're gonna roll on into this top 5. You got your top 5 now, or do we need to take a break?
Last week, what it gonna
Male
be?
Olympians.
Yeah, y'all ready?
Yeah.
What was it? I didn't hear it. I was
Top 5. Oh, you weren't here. That's right. Your top 5 male Olympians of all time. We did female last week, so I gave everybody a heads up last week, so you should already know what it was. But your top 5 male Olympians.
Well, Robbie on this woman thing. We
all
are the brains behind everything.
See.
Wait a minute. Frank said, did you see that China and Russia conducted a joint flight off the coast of Alaska until it was escorted by U.S. fighter jets? I did see that. There's a much bigger picture than simply giving money to Ukraine or ISR. And I agree with that. And
I see that
and
part.
Colonel,
We just-
you know better than most. So, hey, you know what I mean? It's just like the cop stuff. Hey, there's military stuff. Hey,
Hey, when I tell you that man is an encyclopedia, bro.
hey, you know better than most, brother. So
But chime in about Israel. I'd like to see your thoughts on Israel. But where to go on the
top 5 male. Your top 5. We didn't cut the break this time, y'all, just in case y'all didn't catch it because we ran over on the last topic. So we're just gonna run right to the top 5. So your top 5 male Olympians of all time. Your top 5 male Olympians of all time.
Ready, Dwayne?
Yeah, I started off. Number 5, LeBron James. Lebanon James. Number 4, Michael Johnson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Number 3, Tyson Gay. Number
okay.
2,
Okay. Yeah.
Michael Phelps.
Good.
And number 1, I would stay in the pool because that's where I love, but Kobe Bean Bryant. Redeem team, number 1.
I'll go. I'd say number 5, Jesse Owens. Carl Lewis.
Absolutely.
Oh, what was that?
Usain Bolt. Magic Johnson, because he's my favorite basketball player. And top, I would say Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh man.
Anybody put any down? Because I got to look up this one. Damn. What was it?
You say what now? No one. He said, man, 100% he'll be the leader of a swing state. Yeah, gotta be Frank. Gonna have to be a white male and definitely need a swing state, 100%. All right, number 1 got Carl Lewis, Michael Johnson, Michael Phelps, Jesse Owens, and the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali.
All right. I think I'm ready now. All right. I got Michael Johnson,
North Carolina governor pulled out. I didn't know that. Okay, go ahead.
Carl Lewis. I want to put a basketball player in there, but it's kind of hard. No, it's not. Michael Jordan. Then I'm gonna go with Daley Thompson, the Cathalon guy, way back in the day, and Carl Lewis is number one.
All right. I'm definitely going with Carl Lewis. Got to do that. I got to go. I agree with number one. I'm going with Muhammad Ali. I'm going with Usain Bolt. One of the guys from the greatest Olympic class of boxers in the history of the Olympics. It's hard to choose many of them guys, but I'm going with my boy Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Great. Yeah.
But that's such a hard one because you got Sugar Ray.
But that class they had was,
That whole class was crazy.
dang, was all champions, man. Everybody in that class did their thing.
Yeah.
And last but not least, man, I'm gonna go with, with the basketball players, man. I'm gonna go with the guy who he couldn't win a daggone NBA championship. He got a bunch of gold medals, daggone. Carmelo Anthony.
Hey, man. Hey, I wanted to go there because Carmelo, bro, when he was in the Olympics.
Was a man in the Olympics,
hey,
boy.
man. Boy, when he got that ball, it was going straight to the basket. Carmelo's
he was a man in the Olympics, buddy.
Kevin Durant is the new Carmelo Anthony.
Kevin Durant, the new Carmelo.
Yeah.
KD getting down.
Hey,
but
man,
LeBron's
KD's like,
showing out too, though.
Hey, man, LeBron James
But did you
is
see that
not.
guard
Hey,
for,
dog. China.
No, that the guard
Number
on
one
the,
said her VP money is on Andy Bashir, but Tim Walt, J.B. Preston, Mark Kelly, and Pete Buttigieg and Shapiro all good picks. What guard are you talking about?
from Serbia. The point.
The one that was shooting on them threes?
Yeah, he's nice. Yeah, he's nice. And taking him off the dribble too. He's nice.
Oh, that's not the one that got the triple double, is it? No, that's the one that's playing with Sudan. South Sudan.
No, that's
The Lakers gonna have him on their team. Watch what I tell you.
As they should.
That dude that got that triple double against them. Watch what I tell you. Look, LeBron and Anthony Davis went back to the locker room and said, "Hey man, call Rob Pelinka now." Wait us up, man.
I saw you, Ump. Good night, Ump.
Night,
Good night.
Uh-oh. She
All right,
said
man.
she sent hers in. You got Robbie's?
Oh, she probably sent it on my thing to Lolo.
I just saw a message. She sent hers in.
Oh yeah, okay. My bad, Robbie. She has Usain Bolt, Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James.
Can't go wrong with none of those.
You see that story about Kobe though when they was playing an exhibition game against Spain, and Kobe told the teammates, he said, "All right, y'all, on the first play, I'm run through Powell."
Oh yeah.
And they didn't believe
told
him.
that story. Yeah.
And they said he hit him so hard. They said, "Man, we heard it all the way on the bench." We're like, okay, this dude ain't playing. He just ran through his teammate. Yeah.
I remember
Kobe
Powell
Bean
told that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kobe Bean was no joke.
The brain
bro.
was different, man.
Yeah, very. But like I said, LeBron is a machine, bro. He's not human. I'm sorry. Still not my GOAT, but he is not human. The dude is crazy out there doing that stuff at 40. All right, man. So that's gonna do it. What you got, MJ?
Just get out and definitely register to vote. I wasn't a fan of Biden's, but I'm gonna put my support in for the VP. Make sure you get out there and vote. It doesn't. Everybody's saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna vote. I'm not gonna do this." You're gonna be the main one complaining, and it's the Democratic Party, so they know you're gonna help out. The infected. So just go ahead and vote for her. I just want to hear a message. It's going to be positive, I hope, if she changes the border. But definitely get out there and vote. Register to vote, rather.
Hey, I agree with that, man. Definitely register to vote, man. And just again, a message to our people, man. If we could just support each other, bro, what a wonderful world it would be. I heard this guy from, I don't know if it was Afghanistan or something, but he was just talking to his, he had some kind of conference, man, and he was just saying how, the comparisons of how every race just takes care of their own. You know what I mean? How everybody else, everybody else is the biggest employer of their own people, except us. Everybody else is the biggest employer of their own folks, man.
None but facts.
And it just so disappointed me, man, how we just continue to bash each other, bro. So that's gonna continue to be my message. Hold on, Frank got Carl Lewis, Jesse Owens, Michael Phelps, Ali, and Usain Bolt. Women gymnasts won gold, men won silver. Men won bronze.
Bronze.
Yeah, men won bronze last night. But shout out to them. Hey, I shouted out that man, that young man Frederick,
he did.
a long time ago.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That dude is a beast, man. That dude, and he just changed the whole vibe of that team. So shout out to the men. First time they medaled in, I think, like 2004, I believe it was.
Yeah, them dudes look like little action figures.
Yeah.
about
And
this big.
Simone
About this
Biles
big.
on another level.
Except Buddy cut diesel, boy.
All of them cut. They just small.
Simone is.
Hey, man.
You see that shit she hit and she got her legs and like.
Hey, she different.
Hey,
man.
when she fly, bro, when she up in that air, she's so small, it just look like she stay up there forever.
Hey, she
Plus,
different.
she's in on the finals, I think, on every single event.
5
Yeah,
events.
everything.
man.
Yeah, 5 events.
5
Everything.
events she made the finals
Yeah,
for.
I am enjoying the Olympics. I ain't tell you no wrong.
As long as you didn't see
I'm
Mayweather, him and Oscar still me $95 for that fight in 2006. But you stupid.
Yeah. I'm enjoying the Olympics. Echoing what both my guys up here said. Man, get out there and vote. And make it count. Like I said, read up on some things. If you want to vote just because she looks or you think she is or whatever, fine. But also read up on some policies and things of that nature. And the way things are going right now in social media, man, shoot, tag her and say some things that you want to be heard, that you want to be. Keep doing it. I think more of these politicians are paying more attention to that than we think. Hold her to the fire. Like Mike was saying, say some stuff that you want to see her talk about. Maybe she'll start talking about it. For me, listen, man, I'm still in this running thing. I thought the voting was over, but it's not. For everybody out there that have voted, I appreciate it because I saw that you did say that you voted. I just didn't get around to the post because I was driving and comments saying thank you. So I thank you all for that, that did vote for me so far. For those of you that don't know, I'm in the running for, Style Icon for Atlanta Cigar Week. So if you go to atlantacigarweek.com and male icon, fashion icon, just pull up. You see my name there, James Thompson. Vote there for me. I'd appreciate it. I was in something last week. I don't know what it was, to be honest with you, because the name of it, I think they just put a name on it so that we wouldn't talk about it because you can't find it nowhere. But I'll be letting you know when I'm coming up on something. I am going to be on For My Man either this week or next week as a judge.
Oh,
right.
Judge, that's right. Yeah, you ain't killing nobody.
Yeah, I'm a judge. How about that? So that's going to do it, man.
Hey, real quick, man, shout out to the fam in Virginia again. My mom said my brother and the fam was watching again. Salute to you all. Thank you all. Make sure y'all subscribe. Tell a friend, tag a friend, everybody watching tonight. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Make sure you share this video regardless. Just go to the share thing on YouTube. You can copy it, put it on your Facebook page. You know what I mean? So, and then share it from your Facebook, and boom, you just share it with all your people, man, just like that. We just got a bunch of different people watching the show. So tell a friend.
And also,
tag
real
a
quick,
friend.
I'm gonna brag about my son real quick. Next
No, I
week, I'm
didn't
gonna
see
bring
your
some
top
pictures.
five. Wait, oh no,
I'm
okay, I got
gonna
you.
bring some pictures. Man, my son just got his first apartment. He's out in the UK, Air Force, doing well out there. Just bought his first car on his own, second car on his own.
Nope.
Got his own crib. Gonna be sending me some pictures of the crib and everything. He already told me got a room for me. Want me to send the dog, let him have the dog, and I have a futon that he used to sleep on that he actually wants. That's crazy. But my wife wanted him to have it. But there's just certain things you just want to keep as a memento of where you were. So I don't know if you're gonna get the futon. But yeah, shout out to my man Tyler Drew Thompson on Facebook.
What's up, young man?
It's my guy.
Congratulations.
Right there.
What's up, young man?
Proud of him. So
First spot.
proud of
I
him.
know you crushing them.
Ain't asking me for no money and actually sending me things.
How about that? That beautiful thing.
Yes, beautiful thing. So that's gonna do it, man.
Hold
like
on,
I said,
I didn't get a top five.
Top five.
Jesse Owens, Mike Phelps, Grant Holloway, the runner from Africa. Which one? The runner from Africa.
They win every year.
Which one?
I'm sure it's long distance.
And they all look
Carl
alike.
Lewis.
Them boys run forever.
What's up, Greg? Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, and shout out to all
See
the
you soon.
Olympians, man. A lot of people, because these guys don't medal, yeah, they lost in that match, but just to be a part of an Olympic squad, you know what I'm saying? That is a hell of an achievement.
Absolutely.
Seriously. So we be talking about that
Number
as
one
we
fan
go through
said
also.
His dad cut too. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to his cut, but what I say about the dad is, it was so dope. And y'all know Phoenix not here tonight. 'Cause we've been cut off on this conversation, but I don't know if y'all, but the dad, man, just watching that dad celebrate his son.
The from Georgia. They're from Georgia, from Cedartown.
No, I'm talking about the brother.
Oh, the brother.
But that dad too, the one from Rockmart.
That was crying.
It was from Rockmart. But just
Because the
wait,
mother died?
when Frederick was jumping, man, his dad was, you know what I mean? Man, that joke. I love seeing stuff like that, man. That was just so dope, man.
Beautiful
Congratulations
thing.
to them, man.
Beautiful
Congratulations
thing,
to them.
man.
All right, I ain't talking no more. Go ahead, JT.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of here so we already got in trouble. You know, some people
Yeah,
say
our
if you-
producer's not here.
some people say when you're in trouble, go and get all the way in trouble. We ain't gonna do that. We don't get them up out of here. So that's gonna do it, man. Classic Conversations with JT and Low.
Ask a cop.
And we out. You dig?